Hi, Gemini. Your mantra says I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. So let's find out why this eclipse is bringing up this for your mantra. This eclipse is happening in Scorpio, is happening at 15 degrees of Scorpio, which makes it the halfway point, right? It is opposing the sun, obviously, in Taurus, but it's also opposing this Mercury in retrograde, which will make communication interesting, and sudden, unexpected things could come out of this because of Uranus also opposing this. And so it's going to be this big emotional release coming through, but you are going to be balanced in the way you use your time. And so there is, that's going to be quite the act. But let's just see. I think that this is something, because the eclipse covers not just the day it happens, but a significant period of time afterwards, up to like 6 months. I think over the course of the next 6 months, you're going to find that you are able to manage your time really well, because you are moving into a whole new cycle, right? This integration cycle. You're coming out of the integration cycle and you're moving into this energy of being able to start to plant the seeds of something. Like you've gone through some kind of a graduation, a leveling up, and now it's time to begin the next phase of this journey. And so with this comes this energy around how to manage your time. So I'm being shown like the farmers. Okay, so we've had a very cold spring and wet, and so temperature of the soil has to be at a certain degree point in order to plant the seeds, and they're going to be delayed in their planting because they need the ground to dry out enough and the temperature to be of the soil to be correct. And so they're going to have to manage their time really well in order to harvest their crops on time, and in what might be a shortened growing period, or it could be that it's extending into the other direction, which is really, I feel like the seasons are kind of shifting, right? Where we thought it used to be one thing, it's another. And so I feel like the season of your life where it used to be one thing, I think there's a shifting in the time frame of how things are working for you. And so working with this and making the most of your time as you go along. This overall energy of the mountain here means that it is definitely like a bit of an uphill climb, whatever it is you have to do next. I feel like there's a lot of things coming at you that is going to require you to be really centered and in your power and taking steps as they are required and not letting things sit on the back burner. So how are you going to do this, right? And so creating a workflow for yourself, or gosh, for me, before I go to bed at night, if I write down everything I have to do the next day, it really helps me first to get it off my mind so I can sleep and uninterrupted sleep. And the other thing is that it does is that it allows me, when I get up in the morning, to not have to remember what is the first and the next things I have to do. They're right there and I can jump right on in. And so there is something about time management. I do want to encourage you to make sure that you're getting enough rest. They're really pointing that out to me. And so, wow, you got the hands of fate at play here as you focus on your dreams. All right, let's look at all this. Here we have the key to the situation here is you in your power. This is masculine energy, whether you are a feminine or a masculine or non-binary, we have both within us. And when we find that balance is when we're really in flow. And right now you're being asked to focus in on being confident and in your power and taking action in that direction. And where are you going? You're going towards something that really matters to you. Like, I can't believe how beautiful these cards are. You have here a temple path card here. Well, I guess it's called the labyrinth. It looks to me like the temple path when I first looked at it, okay? So here's where you're headed, right? This is the transformation. And here you're in a labyrinth. So a labyrinth is not a maze. Labyrinth is not a maze. I had that pointed out to me, I think probably by a Gemini last time I did this reading. Okay, labyrinth is not a maze. So a labyrinth, there's lots of different ways, but it is a meditative process where you enter in and you walk through it slowly, and there's something about the methodology, the methodology of it. There's like one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, right? How you manage your time, one foot in front of the other. The process through which you do things. There is a repetition I think you're going to feel at times a little overwhelmed, and yet I think you could totally do this because it's something that you really care about. It's something that really matters to you. And so just one foot in front of the other, and you keep moving it. And as you do this, you're moving with spirit, and you're being carried forward on this journey toward your destination, this thing that you really want to create and manifest. So here in the energy of the action to take, we have the swans here, but we have the heart. It's the heart. And so it is moving in unison with what it is you want to manifest and create. And it's something new, because here's where you are anchoring your energy down into the new. And I know from the last reading we did, there was a graduation of some sort, a completion of a major cycle that was putting you into a new cycle, and here you are anchoring down into the new cycle. And so this eclipse is creating some space. It is opening up this portal for you. Let's go see what that portal is. It is opening up a portal for you, and it may feel a little risky, and some of you may have delayed getting started on something because you were doubting the risk. But now that Mars has moved out of your sign, he hung out there for frickin' ever, right? And he was doing this retrograde, and he seemed really slow and confused, but he's moved on, and he's in Cancer now. And so he's asking you to take action from the heart anyway. And here we have this card that is suggesting that you're going to take an action based from your heart here. You have a couple of portals opening up here. So first off, we have it is the hands of fate. There's a timing, a divine timing and process here. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. So part of this is how you manage your time, and part of this is understanding the cyclical nature of things, that you understand that things take time, and there are cycles and everything to get to the temple. So this is not a sprint. This is a marathon that you are on. It has to do with increasing your flow of abundance. You've been feeling a little unstable there. Most of us have. There's a lot of reasons for that, right? But there is a need for you in your heart to be very disciplined and committed to what it is that you want to do. I encourage you to avoid being hard on yourself and being angry with yourself or frustrated with yourself when you make missteps, because that's part of this also. There will be stumbles and there will be moments where you have to pause and catch your breath. But I have to tell you that as long as you are following your heart, you will find your way through the maze. And so here, she is sitting here waiting on divine timing, focused on her dream. She's focused on her dream, waiting for the cycles to come in, and there is fate getting ready to complete a cycle, right? We're measuring it to see where we're going to cut something off. And so this eclipse is going to cut something out, and then we begin again. And so there will be a new cycle that will be unfolding for you. And so this thing that's felt like a mountain, like it's taken forever to get to the top of that mountain, to complete the cycle, to get there, I feel like it's almost like a victory, because you are going to surmount it, and you're going to stand at the top of the mountain. You're going to go, yes, 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 look what I've done. And so I really want to encourage you to also, there is a practice you can use where you stand with your hands on your hip, like the Superman pose, right? And you do this for like 2 minutes in the morning, and just remember to open up this energy here, this energy of feeling I am super, I can do this. And so if you can anchor into that and understand that there is a cycle and a flow, but there's something new and exciting. She's looking at all the things she wants and dreams of. She's looking at all of her little dreams and wishes. And so staying focused on that, because that's what you're supposed to anchor yourself down into. And in the energy of where you've been seeking knowledge and information, you've been going through something with the magnifying glass, trying to get everything that you need to know and in order. And so, again, I think you were waiting around for these cycles. In the area of your resources, we have the Tower, but this is a Lenormand deck, not a tarot deck. Here you want the Tower, especially when we're talking about resources. That is that castle. That is, in fact, the same castle that she is dreaming of. I don't know. Can you see that little castle down there in the corner right here? Can you see it? She's dreaming of the castle. And in your area of resources, stay focused on the castle. The castle is being safe and protected, going for what it is you want, really moving in the direction of this and getting a higher vantage point, but it's still a little bit of a distance off here. Sometimes when you get a Lenormand deck, the tower looks like it's right smack in front of you. This one looks like it's a little bit of a distance, right? And so understanding that there's going to be a cycle, that you're going to have to make your way through the labyrinth, that it's going to take multiple turns around to get to where you're going. You have the violet flame here. One of the things to release with this eclipse is definitely going to be about releasing lower vibrational energies, anger, resentment, disappointments. Just let those go. Let relationships fall away that do not support you on your journey, because you are getting the solar light upgrade. The solar light upgrade. We also have a Pleiadian activation which says coming together, harmony in the heavens, and resolution, right? Completing of the cycles. It is in divine timing. Things are coming together in the way they're supposed to. I want to take a look at the solar light upgrade, because this is about your willpower and your inner fire. And when the energy moving toward is the whips, that is your willpower. That is determination. So we're going to go ahead and read what that one has to say. And I'm going to get one more card of advice here before I do that. There were so many of those, I almost forgot to do this. I mean, what I'm seeing here is this relationship with time. I have a balanced relationship with time. It is going to be for you understanding that things are not going to happen overnight, that there's going to be patience needed in this process. That means, though, that you stay disciplined and you work toward your goal. It is important for you to do what you need to do, for you to be empowered, for you to move forward, not waiting for things to come to you, but working toward them in a very repetitious, stay on top of it. Look, whatever it is that you're working on, this is interesting. It says, I keep my own counsel. I keep my own counsel. So not everybody needs to know what your hopes, your goals, and your dreams are. Not everybody needs to know everything, right? So because things are going to come to you in the divine timing aspect here. Let's look at the solar light upgrade. I'm really excited for you. Solar plexus chakra. Again, when you stand in the Superman pose, you open up that area and you really let your light shine out there into the world. And it may seem silly, but you can do it while you're in the shower. No one sees you. Also, you don't waste time. I'm a fan of multitasking. Okay, so the light of the great central sun is shining on you, activating you to push onward and to create. This is a perfect time to move forward with projects, goals, and intentions. Align your energy with whatever you are ready to create and experience. Focus on what you're ready to grow and where you are ready to expand. As you focus on your goals, you are giving them energetic encouragement to flourish and open, like the warm sun kissing the ground, encouraging the flowers to grow and bloom. The sunlight has arrived. It is here in you now. And so just as you are planting a seed, and that is what you're doing in the cycle of the North Node moving into Aries, you're going to be planting a lot of seeds, but you are really not going to see all of them manifest into something in the cycle. It'll be a year and a half from now when the sun moves and when the North Node moves into Pisces, because in the cycle of the North Node cycles is rotating through. That is the manifestation cycle. And so, but if you don't nurture, if you don't do the work, if you don't show up, if you don't do the work in this cycle, you can't get to the next one. And it is a new beginning. There's a new opportunity. There's stuff that needs to grow. And so there is a need for you to be very comfortable with the cyclical nature of things, how things work and progress, and that just because you went to college and you graduated and you're starting out there, you may not get all the perks and the bonuses and the highest pay grade, right? You're going to have to start at the bottom and work your way up. And over the course of the next year and a half, you should start to see advancements. You should start to see progression. That's how you know you're on track, but you just stand in your power and let your light shine out there, and everything that you want will be drawn and attracted to you, because that is what the sun does. It is a magnet. It keeps all the planets in its gravitational pull, right? So you want to be the sun in your life where you keep all the things you want in your gravitational pull and you magnetize them and bring them to you, right? So I'm on Facebook every day. I really invite you to come over there. If you want to know more about this eclipse, I did a lot. I would check out the Sunday and Monday videos for this past week that we just had. So it was that April 30th and well, actually, I think May 1st and May 2nd would be the ones that you really check out if you really want to get into it. And then, so check those out. Thank you so much for participating, for leaving your comments and letting us know what's going on in your journey. I'm very excited. So many of you stepped up and you told me about the different graduations and the things you're doing. And I was just like so excited to see how much you guys are doing and where you're at. Is really fun. It's fun for me. Thanks for connecting in. You guys take great care, and I'll see you back here again next week. There you go.